Today's coaster review is of Invertigo at Kings Island. This is a Vekoma Invertigo model, which means it's essentially the Boomerang, except the trains are actually under the track and the seats face both directions. So for a different experience, you can change which direction you're facing and you'll get a slightly different ride. But that is one of the main reasons why I prefer this model over the normal Vekoma Boomerang. I'll talk more about that later. As with every coaster review, let's first get to the stats. It has just over 1,000 feet of track, its maximum speed is 50 miles per hour. It has a max G-force of 5, that's pretty good. You'll go through 3 inversions, both of them 2 times, so you'll actually go upside down 6 times. Its maximum height is 131 feet, and it has an average duration of 1:30. Now normally when people think of these models or the normal Vekoma Boomerangs, they don't really think good things. They're like, oh, it's a Vekoma, it's not that great. But I actually enjoyed this coaster. I thought it was fun, and I didn't really think it was that rough either. I actually found it to be pretty smooth for a Vekoma. Now that might have been because I was riding towards the front of the train. So if you're riding in the middle, then it might not be as smooth. I don't know. I only got to ride this coaster once, and this is the only Invertigo coaster that I've ridden. However, this review certainly can also apply to Stinger at Dorney Park, because they are the same. But I don't think that this is a bad coaster. And actually, it's a pretty good addition at Kings Island. I think that it very much complements their lineup. But of course, the downside with this coaster is that it only runs one train, so that does affect capacity. When I rode it, it definitely was on the slower side, probably because it was a Saturday, but it was actually probably one of the longer lines I waited in that day. So let's talk about the elements. First up, you have the Cobra Roll. Normally, I'm not a big fan of Cobra Rolls. However, I thought that this one was fine. It wasn't bad or even jerky. At least I didn't think so. I've definitely been on worse Cobra rolls, but this is also a tighter Cobra roll than some of the others. That leads to providing a more intense ride. And that goes the same for the next element, which is the vertical loop. It's a smaller vertical loop, which means you're going to get more G-force. That explains the 5.0 Gs that you experience. There isn't really any theming with this coaster, and of course because of the type of ride that it is, there isn't any airtime. And in terms of restraints, I thought that the restraints weren't that great. I wasn't really crazy about them. But I mean, you're going to see those same type of restraints on a lot of Vekomas. But I mean, it wasn't really a huge deal. However, because the restraints are so bulky, it is a bit easier to bang your head, which isn't a good thing. So overall, I think that this is a pretty good roller coaster. I think it's definitely worth riding if you go to Kings Island. But because of the type of roller coaster it is, if you've ridden like Stinger at Dorney Park, then you've essentially ridden this one at Kings Island. They're all the same, but I don't think that they're bad additions at all. I'm giving it a solid 7 out of 10. So I want to hear from you. Do you like Invertigo? What is your thoughts about it? Are you not a fan, or are you a fan? Post your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to stay tuned for more coaster reviews. If you haven't already, you can check out more coaster reviews and a playlist that I have available on my channel. They're all in alphabetical order. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on a certain roller coaster, make sure to check out that playlist, and I'll catch you guys next time.